How to be more confident on camera if God called you to do content. Hey, what's up? It's Patrick, it's Rose via Fire, and I pray this message reaches who it needs to reach. So let's talk about how to be more confident on camera if God called you to do content. So I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, bro. Um, Man, when I first started, you know what I'm saying, doing messages and recording videos, speaking the truth and this and that, and pretty much like doing what God called me to do, man, I was nervous. I was shy. It's like soon as I press record, I get the nerves, bro. I get like, you know what I'm saying? I get nervous, you know what I'm saying? I felt like the camera was, I felt like I stared into the abyss. Soon as I press record, like anxiety starts to hit, the panic. You know what I'm saying? I felt like the camera lens was the abyss of the underworld. You know what I'm saying? But I had to learn how to become more confident, you know what I'm saying? And the way you become more confident, um, well, I'm not gonna tell you the way you could do it, but I'm gonna tell you the way that I did it. The way that I became more confident on camera. It's like you gotta find out, it's like you gotta find out your style, bro. You gotta find out, um, I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. I know this type of honesty might glitch the matrix, bro, but man, sometimes you gotta, man, sometimes when you press record, you gotta just pretend the camera ain't even there for real, bro. You know what I'm saying? I had to abandon the proper etiquette. Sometimes you gotta put the proper etiquette to the side, bro. Sometimes you gotta sometimes you gotta put out just keep it real, bro. Just come from the heart. You know what I'm saying? You got all these preachers in church doing all type of strange activities with proper etiquette, bro. Man, you ain't even sanctified, bro. How you have proper etiquette and you still doing collateral damage to your church members? You ain't even telling them the truth, bro. But if you want to learn how to be more confident on camera, if you're doing content for God and if God called you to do videos of you speaking the truth and this and that, you know what I'm saying? I encourage you, man, like practice, man. You know what I'm saying? Practice how you like to express yourself. It's like practice how you like to express yourself. Practice expressing yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? It took me a long time of me just practicing. You know, sometimes you gotta get comfortable with your voice. Man, I used to think my voice was terrible. I feel like 70% of the world population at one point of their life felt as though their voice was terrible, cringe. You know what I'm saying? I feel like 70% or 75. I don't know the exact measurements or calculation, but I feel like 75% of the world's population at one point in their life, a person thought that their voice was terrible, bro. I thought the same thing too. Man, I remember I think I was praying to God. I was like, Lord, man, please make my voice sound like this person's voice because I don't like my own voice. God was like, excuse me? You want me to make your voice sound like that person's voice? Imagine God had granted me that prayer. My voice would sound, I'm not going to say that person's voice is terrible, by no means. However, is it perfect for me? You're going to have to find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Is it perfect for me for real? Is it the right voice for me? Because one thing that people told me, and something I've been realizing, man, people say, bro, people be telling me, bro, your voice is soothing, man. You know what I'm saying? Your voice carries a presence to it. It has like a healing aura to it. I'm like, you know what, God? You put so many ingredients into my voice. Now people is feeling peace when they hear my voice. Where it's really like, my voice is being used for God's glory anyways. It's not about me. So I'm like, I understand why now. You ever listen to somebody's voice It don't give you no type of peace, no type of conviction. It don't convict you to change. It don't shake you up. It don't scare you. Like their voice is not laced with the fear of God. Some of these people's voices is laced with nothing. There's no type of anointing, no nothing. Where are the elements of God within your voice? Where's the fear of God that's radiating off of your voice? So whereas when people hear you do messages, they could feel the fear of God and they be like, okay, I gotta change my life immediately. Where's that? We need that. Where's the peace of God, the soothing factor? Because everybody's voice that's following God, it has a different anointing. Or may I say aura about it. Because God placed a certain aura around that person's voice to whereas it's going to carry out a specific assignment in their calling for God. So it's like you got to take time to practice and learn to embrace your voice. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get more confident on camera if God called you to do content for God. You got to learn how to embrace your voice. If you're a person out there, you don't like your voice, you got to learn how to embrace your voice first. Then you got to battle all type of other insecurities. You know what I'm saying? You got to battle all type of other insecurities. I know this type of honesty might glitch the matrix, but hear me out though. When I was in high school, man, I would wear long sleeve hoodies, cover my face, long pants, socks, to whereas you can't even see the color of my skin. You can't even see the melanin, because I was brainwashed. I wanted to be white. Man, I wanted to be the next Justin Bieber, man. I wanted to be the next Justin Bieber. I was like, bruh, I wanted to be white. I know this type of honesty might glitch the matrix. Your preacher ain't never gonna tell you he wanted to be white in high school. When you was younger, bro, you probably wanted to be white at least one time. If you black out there, you probably wanted to be white at least one time in your life. At least one time. But let's keep it real. Is your pastor gonna tell you the truth about himself and about his sins and his past? Hell no. The preacher might have to be kidnapped into Area 51 for him to even try to tell you any truth about himself. He gonna point the fingers at everybody's sin, but he ain't gonna tell you the sins of his own. Man, I wanted to be white. I wanted to be the whitest human being in the multiverse. You know what I'm saying? I was collecting all the infinity stones on how to be white, trying to sound white, trying to turn my melanin into something it's currently not. I was trying to glitch the matrix on my skin. But let me tell you something. Over time, God is working on me and I'm like, yo, being black is cool, bro. It's cool to be black. You ain't even noticed. You got a black person listening to this right now. They ain't even know that. So let me repeat that one more time for the people in the back. It's cool to be black, bro. It's cool to have melanated skin. It's cool, all that stuff. Afro, hair defying gravity, man. All type of electrocution, all type of electrocuted. Your hair standing against gravity is going against the tide. Man, your hair don't even fit in with the tide. Man, your hair is immaculate. Your hair don't even fit in with the tide, bro. And then look though, this is how you know God was cooking for real. God was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna give some of these black women like afro that look like a tree. Afro that look like an actual tree, of literal, like look like an actual tree. I'm like, God was. And then look, you wanna know what else God did? Me personally, bro. I'm from Africa, okay? Born and raised in Uganda, right? And one thing that God did, bro, God blessed us with a big forehead. But let me tell you something about the forehead. So how can we say God is not graceful and abundant when he done gave us an abundance of forehead? He's abundant. If you ain't never seen God's abundance, All you gotta do, bro, our foreheads is evidence that God is plentiful and abundant, bro. Our foreheads prove that God is a God of blessings and abundance. You don't need no more evidence. God is blessing us. He's abundant. That's why he gave us a big forehead. Because he knows that he has to be more abundant with his own people. He got to look out for his own people, bro. Because the black people is the chosen people of God. So God is like, okay, let me look out for my people. I give him a big forehead. You know what I'm saying? So how can we complain and say that God is not abundant? Come on now. You got to learn to embrace. Embrace, man. Oh, I wish my forehead was smaller or this and that. Now, I don't know the calculations of your forehead currently, but who said that a big forehead is bad? Whose beauty standards told you that a big forehead is bad? Whose beauty standards told you like a big nose is bad? Look at my nose, bro. My nose big. My nose be doing collateral damage. But when you got a sense of humor like mine, because God gave me a sense of humor, so he knew that I need more oxygen than a lot of other people, because in order to be funny and spontaneous and witty and have a sense, you need more oxygen. So you got to have a bigger nose. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen the lions recently? Look at how big the lion's nose is, right? Look how big the lion's nose is. Can you beat a lion in a 1v1? Embrace yourself. Love yourself, my brother. Love yourself, bro. Embrace yourself, bro. Love yourself. Embrace yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got on the shirt of the stingray. Sometimes you gotta sting ninjas with the truth and let them know, hey, bro, you was not loving yourself. It's time to love yourself. Yeah, the truth hurts. The truth may sting you like a stingray, but you get up and keep moving. You know what I'm saying? You get up and you keep swimming. And it's over with, bro. Yo, my message had cut off, but like I was saying, right? How to be more confident on camera if God called you to do content. Yeah, man, just embrace. Let it be your voice that you gotta embrace. Let it be how you look that you gotta embrace. Let it be practicing. Sometimes you gotta practice how you wanna express yourself. How you gonna learn how to express yourself if you don't practice? You know what I'm saying? The more and the more and the more you do what God called you to do, you start expressing yourself more. You start to understand what works for you and what doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like when you start it out, you may not even fully know how to express yourself. But just like with every other thing, like you got to practice on how to better express yourself and then embrace all these different flaws or insecurities, whatever you want to call it, about yourself. And you combine all these things together and you're going to be confident, bro. You embrace your voice, you embrace how you look, you practice how to express yourself. Those three things right there. And then sometimes you gotta act like the camera ain't even there, bro. So when you're ready to do a video and speak the truth and, you know, do what God called you to do, you gotta pretend the camera isn't even there. You gotta be yourself. Who cares if people don't like you? You gotta be yourself. Some of you got a little bit of, you know, got a little bit of goofiness, a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? Be yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you become more confident on camera if God called you to do content. And that's basically everything I wanted to say, bro. Peace.